Dear Imani.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, and welcome back to another episode of Dear Imani. I'm your host, Imani, obviously. Can you believe it's already almost 2023? Like, I swear the year went by so freaking fast. Like, I don't even know who 2022 is because it went by that fast. But I hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, spent a wonderful time with your family and friends. You got everything on your wish list. If you don't celebrate Christmas, well, shoot, I hope you had a good time off work. Anyways, I'm dressed for the occasion. As you can see, I got my glam jumpsuit on, my glamorous earrings, my face is beat for the gods. My shoes. My shoes don't really match what's going on up here, but we all know the way of the world now and how Zoom and everything works. You don't need to know what's going on down here, even though I just showed you guys. But these are actually new shoes. I got these from my dad. Shout out to my dad for Christmas, a new pair of Uggs, period. But anyway, you guys know I love a good holiday episode. So this episode is all about New Year's resolutions, vision boards, manifesting goals for 2023, and just making sure we're becoming those girls. And like I always say, 100% bad bitch in 2023. So I noticed on TikTok, there's been a lot of, I feel like it's not just TikTok trends, but I think it's like cultural things that people do too, but things to do at midnight to have the best year possible. One of them I saw was to eat 12 grapes. I don't know if you guys have been seeing this all over the internet, but I have. You're supposed to eat 12 grapes under the table, and each grape represents a month. And then you're supposed to like think of what you want for each month or what you want for the year while you're eating the grapes. And then you're supposed to, I think the 12 grapes is supposed to also like give you love and like prosperous relationships. And then you're also supposed to wear red panties under the table. And then you're supposed to run outside with your suitcase for traveling for the year. So I don't really know how we're supposed to do all of this in, 60 seconds, but we're gonna try to get it done. I'm about to get some grapes tomorrow. I'm gonna have them ready under the table. I'm gonna eat 12. I'm gonna have the suitcase at the door, and then I'm gonna run out the door, and I'm gonna try to do it all in 60 seconds. I'm gonna try to get it done. I'm gonna try to record it and see what happens. But like, I will be damned if I don't have the most popping year of my life in 2023. Like, it needs to happen because I'm ready for the glow up. You know when you just know you are ready to thrive in life and all you need is just an opportunity? I'm at that point right now. Like I know what to do. I'm ready for whatever opportunity comes my way. I just need the opportunity. So if I gotta eat some grapes, wear some red panties, and run outside with a suitcase to make it happen, I'm just gonna have to do what to do. So for me, every year during New Year's, I always say, I want to do something so fun, like so big, so poppin'. And then I never do. I don't know if you guys are out there like that because I feel like we always want to do something major or like huge, and then we end up sitting at home, going to a friend's house or doing something low key. Every year, I want to do something like super cool. I never do. One day, I'm gonna either throw a big party, or you gonna see me like at Kim Kardashian's party. I don't know. This year is like every other year. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I know that I will be at home, and I guess I'm just gonna be eating grapes and running outside with suitcases. So if you see me on the internet somewhere running around my neighborhood, you know why I'm doing it because I'm looking for a year of travel and good success. So, like I said, today's topic is New Year's, vision boards, manifestation, all those good things, just preparing us for the new year. So, let's take it back to the end of 2021 when, I was making my vision board. And I had my vision board, I made it on Canva. Shout out to Canva. Canva's like the best website ever. I have all these pictures on it and I have it as my screensaver. I had it on my screensaver for my phone for a really long time. And then I also have it on my like computer as my screensaver just to keep reminding myself of like the goals I have. And it's so funny because when I look back at that vision board, when I tell you I was shooting for the stars, I was shooting for the stars. Like I really thought I was out here about to be Beyonce in 1 year. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but you know how I look at it is that I set the intention to go into the new year being that girl. And if you don't hit all those goals, all you got to do is like carry them over. I say it's kind of reminds you of like pay time off. Like you don't just lose it. You just get to like carry it to the next year. So that's what I'm planning on doing. So I'm going to go through my vision board and I'm going to make it a game called flop or pop. And that's if did I pop off with that part of my goal or vision board or did I flop? Like, was it a complete miss? Some of them are like, in the middle. So we're just gonna go through it all. And then another thing that I did was something called futureme.org. And that is actually where you can make a letter to your future self, hence futureme.org. And so I made a letter to myself that actually gets to me this weekend. So sadly, I won't be able to read it to you right now because I don't have it. It's just somewhere in the internet's universe. And it's going to send me it exactly 1 year later. And then I also made another letter that's going to send it to me February 18th, 2027. That's my birthday, February 18th. Because I wanted to see like 5 years from now what I said to myself. And I advise all of you guys to do that because I think it's so fun, like to get the letter back. This is my first time doing it, but I'm so excited to see what I said. Like I kind of know what I said, and I'll like kind of go through that in a little bit. But I was just reaching for the stars. One thing about me, I'm gonna live in delusion. Like I think everyone should be delusional. Like go into 2023. If you don't hear anything from me today, here to make sure you're delusional. Be delusional because it's the only way. Like think about someone that wants to be a famous actor. You know how many people want to be an actor and get an Oscar? Like literally millions across the world. So what makes you think that you're going to be the next up and coming actor that gets an Oscar? You have to have a little bit of delusion. Like, there's millions of people that wanna do it, and that's where how I live my life. I'm completely delusional. Do I think I'm the bombest? Of course. Do I think I could be the most famous person in the world? Absolutely. Like, live in delusion. It's gonna make you be successful. So, that's what I do, and that's what I advise all of you guys to do. So, write the letter and make a vision board. And as far as, like, resolutions and stuff, I wrote, like, a couple things that I think that something that, like, I kept in mind. So, the first one is look at it like you're setting intentions for the upcoming year, kind of like I already mentioned. And if it doesn't come true, then keep going. Your goals don't know what year it is. And like keep that in mind. Your goals do not know what year it is. So just because I didn't finish something that I said I wanted to finish, or I didn't even start it, or I didn't hit that goal, that doesn't mean that you're not going to ever do it for the rest of your life. Like you can still do it. Your goals aren't like, girl, well, 2022 over, so I guess you ain't never doing that. You're never buying a house then. It's like you can still buy a house. Your life's not over. They don't know what year it is. So keep on going. Be specific on how you want to go about it. So it's one thing to say I want to be successful, which is great. It's broad, very broad. But I think if you do it in a more specific way, whether it's you're writing down your vision board or you're like actually making it like a cute little collage thing, be specific, not just, I want to be successful. Like, how are you going to get to that point? And what does that look like to you? Because everyone's definition of success is totally different. So if you say you want to be successful, maybe the universe may give you something like, oh, I'm going to let you lose 2 pounds. And you're like, that's not success to me. I want to lose 50 pounds. So it's like you got to be specific on how much weight you want to lose, right? So you can actually get to that goal or whatever the goal may be. I'm thinking about weight loss because, y'all know I stay talking about me eat healthy and lose some weight. Anyway, um, and then I said write it down, make a vision so you can see it and feel yourself doing it. Like you literally have to imagine yourself in that position. Like sometimes I think about myself, like I'll give an example. Before I won Miss Washington USA, I remember vividly I was in the car going to the gym. I sat in the car and I closed my eyes and just envisioned my name being called. I was like, your new Miss Washington USA is Imani Blackman. And I kid you not, I probably looked crazy. I started fake like doing my reaction and it honestly made me start crying. So I was in the car like, God, I just won Miss Washington. Thank you so much. And I was doing all that in the car and I'm bawling in the car. That is like the extreme level of manifestation. And guess what happened? Y'all know what happened. I won Miss Washington USA. I went to Miss USA. So all that to say is when you're setting your goals, setting your intentions, and setting your resolution for this year on your vision board in the next couple days, make sure you can really see yourself and visualize yourself doing it because we can all do what we want to do. All of our goals are very valid and they're possible. So let's get on to the game that I was talking about, my vision board game, flop or pop. So the first thing on my vision board, when I went back to look at it, I had two people cooking. And that was a flop. That was a major flop. If you guys watch my YouTube like vlogs, I said in my vlog, Alex and I have not went grocery shopping in like 4 months. And it is just we eat out so freaking much. Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner and snacks are all bought from the outside world. We do not cook at home. And that's funny that was like my first goal was to cook at home more because I was associating it with one, like just being healthier and being fit again and like just feeling good. And then it's fun to cook. Like when I cook at home, I actually do enjoy it. But that was a big, big old flop. flop. I would say, honestly, a lot of these a lot of these, vision board pictures I had on my vision board really didn't start, like, kicking in until the back half of the year. Like, it's still 2022, so I can still say I popped off in some of these, but if I'm being honest, I feel like I didn't start working towards a lot of these goals or seeing them being played out into the end of the year, which is fine because like I said, your goals don't know what day it is, they don't know what year it is, so we're still good. So 2 people cooking, flop, major flop. The next one on here I had was, a trending podcast. And, I told you guys I was reaching for the stars. Like, I'm pretty sure in my letter to myself, I was like, "Hey, girl, hope you're having a great time being the number one Spotify podcast." Like, girl, what did you think? Like, why would you think you were gonna be the number one podcast in like 8 months? like, delusion is truth. Like, you got to believe in yourself. Like, I still think I could be the number one podcast on Spotify and land a really like multi-million dollar Spotify deal. That dream is still there and very much valid, but like it didn't happen. But I'm not gonna say flop because just because it didn't happen fully doesn't mean that you didn't put the work in. And I have definitely put the work in for my podcast. I've been consistent with it. I've shown up for my podcast. I've worked hard with it. So even though I'm not trending on any like major platforms, I'm trending in my heart. So I'm gonna say that was a pop. Okay, next one. I had a picture of Megan the Stallion and her boyfriend on a tropical vacation, and he's drinking a drink out of her booty cheeks. Flop. That did not happen for me, Alex. We did not do that. And we didn't travel too much until the end of the year. So I'll give us a pop for the end of the year. We went to his homecoming. We went to a friend's wedding, went to another wedding in Miami. And then next year, which, we're not talking about next year, but next year we are going to the Bahamas. So maybe he doesn't drink, but maybe he can like have some water in my booty cheeks. I don't know. You guys have to see the picture. Type it in. But I had that. So that's like a flop slash pop because we didn't like travel like in a tropical place and have that kind of vacation. But we did go other places and then we are going somewhere cool. So flop slash pop. The next picture I had was a picture of a girl with a bunch of money in her hands, like wads of cash, like in her ear, like you know, flop. Major flop. I'm not even about to hold y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. It was a flop. I do not have major money in my hand. I do not have major money anywhere, actually. Nowhere to be seen. Me looking for the dollars. But it is what it is. Like, I am investing in myself. I know that the money is there. It's coming to me. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel 2023 just like I'm gonna elevate so freaking hard. And I know when I come back to y'all next year for a New Year's episode, I'm gonna have that picture and I'll be like, I got that money. Like I got that wad of cash. I already know. So that was a flop. But it's hard out here. Like everything's so expensive. So we're gonna say flop for that. And it's okay because I'm gonna get some money. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The next one, healthy foods. Another flop. Dang, I just been flopping all year. Healthy foods. I would say until now, until the last like quarter of the month, I was more intentional about what I was eating. So that's why it's like flop slash pop because the year's not over. So it still counts. So as of right now, in my current state, I am popping off with the healthy eating. I've been eating at home. I've been going to the gym consistently. I feel good. I feel snatched. So I'm gonna say that's a flop slash pop. Social media. I'm gonna say pop because I have grown this year in my social media accounts. Like I said, I've worked really hard on my podcast. I did Vlogmas this year and I did majority of the days, which is really hard to, just record, edit, produce the whole thing and post it within 24 hours. That's a lot of work. And I was able to do it and I finished it. It was my first Vlogmas ever. I grew over like 100 subscribers during that span of time. And I think I mentioned this before. It may not sound like a lot, but like that is a lot when you're just doing consistently being yourself and just posting. So I'm really excited about that. And then I feel like I've posted more and really tried to focus on my social media. And I'm just going to keep that goal into 2023 and beyond. So I'm going to say I popped with that because I made some progress. And that's really what the year, and that's really what resolutions are all about. Number 7, a new car. Flop. I did not get a new car. I really wanted to have like a small white SUV, like a Mazda or something. I don't know, just something really cute. Cause I'm like, I have a Hyundai Elantra, which is fine, but I wanted like a small SUV, white car, cream interior, all blacked out rims. And that was on my vision board, and I did not get that. Actually, I feel like in my letter from futureme.org, the beginning of my letter is like, "Beep, beep. I hope you're enjoying that new whip, girl." See? Delusion. Like, I literally thought I was gonna have a new car. I don't have a new car. I'm nowhere close to getting the new car, but Imma put that into 2023 because 'cause Imma get that car. If I'm not sitting here talking to y'all with a new car next year, I was gonna say I failed, but I didn't fail. That wouldn't be a failure. It's just the fact that I didn't get the car. But I'm gonna have a car, okay? So right now it's a flop, but next year's gonna be a pop. All right, next one. Number 8, renovations. So in our place, we did make some renovations, which was nice. Like we painted, I think we painted like 2 walls, and that looks really good. And actually, I was gonna say flop to this if I recorded this like some weeks ago, but as of yesterday, we got an email that we're gonna get all new carpet. We're working on getting our tile like in our kitchen fixed and like renovated. We're getting new showers, new polish, and all of that. So we are getting renovations. So I'm gonna say pop because that just came like that news just came yesterday, which is really good because I wanna, we gotta elevate the home too, not just the career. Number 9, modeling gigs, pop. So I had a picture of like a girl modeling. That was a pop, and I feel like that popped off like the end of the year. I worked with a few like big brands, and I have that in my next year's vision board to like just get bigger, assigned to an agency. I'll go into that later, but I would say pop for that. Next one, working out consistently. I kind of already mentioned that. That was a flop slash pop throughout the year. Okay, well, as you guys know, I dance. I dance at Disney. So I do get to exercise, but I don't count that because that's my job. And like I feel like my body is kind of used to that. And when I think of like consistently working out, to me that means like walking, a hike, going to the gym, and I know I just wasn't doing that. I was going to this one I was going to this place where it was like group classes and I was paying some money for it. So maybe that's why my I don't have the wad of cash. That was a flop because I was paying like 200 bucks a month to work out at this place that I wasn't even going to, which is sidebar. Just because you choose to pay for something doesn't mean you're gonna go. Like, you would think that because I was paying almost $200 a month for this place, I would have got my ass up every single day and went. Did I go? Barely, like once a week. And so I was really just wasting money. So I ended up canceling that. And then I was like, let me just stick to the gym. Went to the gym like maybe twice a week and it just wasn't consistent. Then I'll like skip a week. And up until recently, I was like, I'm so sick and tired of myself. Like, are you ever just so over yourself where you're like, I can't stand you. You look in the mirror like, I literally can't stand you. And not because of my physical appearance, but I couldn't stand my mindset. Like, go to the gym. You've been talking about this for way too long, but you're gonna keep on not going. So I woke up and I chose success and I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym and I have not stopped. So I am really proud of myself so far. So for working out consistently, I'm gonna give it a flop slash pop because it's like half and half. All right. Next one. Miami Swim Week. I had a picture of a Miami Swim Week, like whole thing. And I would say once again, flop slash pop because I did try and I just didn't get it. I don't really know what happened with that. Like no one really heard back from it from the girls I auditioned with. But overall, I just didn't get it, and that's fine. So I would say a pop because I tried. I tried to make it happen. I was ready to like go to Miami and walk Miami Swim Week. Maybe next year, but I'll say flop because I didn't actually get to go do it. But it's the steps towards it, I think that matters more than, like, the outcome, kinda, because we all wanna see the outcome, duh, like, what? But also the steps towards it is a huge part of it as well. Okay, my next one was a children's book. That's a big old flop, like the biggest flop of all time. So at the end of last year, I really wanted to make a children's book just because I just thought it would be a good idea. I had a really cool idea for it. And I wanted it to be a project that me and Alex did together, just to have like a couple's business or something like that. And I did the first draft of it. I found an illustrator that I liked and did that whole thing. But then, if I'm being honest, it was Alex's fault. Like, he just was not with it. Like, he was not putting in the work. And he admits it, so I'm not even just talking mess on him. He knows he didn't put the work in. And so it kinda just fell off. But literally in my letter to myself, I was like, "I hope you're having a good time being New York's bestseller." Like, when I tell you guys I'm delusional, I'm delusional like that. I cannot wait to read you guys this letter. Maybe next week I'll read it because 'cause I'll actually have it by then. But, yeah, that was a big flop. Next one. I had a picture of a business being sold out and booming. So that was also a flop, but pop coming soon. So as you guys know, I had my clothing brand Miss Girl Co. that sold like really cute, trendy pieces for women and girls. and I wanted to rebrand that. So I kind of stopped that back in April, and I've been working on rebranding that to something else that I'm going to be talking about soon. So I would say it's a flop, but I'm carrying that into a pop for next year. And lastly, I had a picture of becoming that girl. And I'm gonna say pop because I'm always that girl, like always that girl. Even if I'm having like a lot of pops or flops, I'm still that girl. So that was my vision board game of flop or pop. I'm gonna say my year was like 50% flop and 50% plop. I feel like you probably heard a lot of flops, but I promise you I was not that much of an L. Like I took some W's. I always take a W. But I know that this year is gonna be even better. So like the letter I was talking about from Future Me, I think all of you guys should do this. I already mentioned that, but it is so freaking cool. I cannot wait to get my 5-year one because I don't even know what I said, and I'm definitely not gonna remember in 5 years what I said to myself, but I feel like it'll make me cry. So I'm like, wow, I accomplished all of these things and more in the next 5 years. Fingers crossed. I no, not fingers crossed. I will. All right, so we're gonna go into your guys' submissions. I asked you guys a few questions like I do each week. And the first one I asked was, what did you learn in 2022? So for myself, I feel like I learned the power of being consistent. Like I mentioned, like the second half of the year, I feel like I was really consistent when we're talking about social media, working out. And I feel like I've seen that play out in my favor. And I feel like going into 2023, I know now if I continue with the same mindset I have right now and continue to be consistent, I automatically will see that growth. There's just no way that you like put all this work in, like grinding, and then like nothing's coming out of it. Even if the numbers aren't coming out of it, or even if the like numbers as in weight loss or numbers as in subscribers or followers is not coming out of it, you're gonna grow as a person because you're gonna get stronger or you're gonna learn how to perfect your craft even more. Either way, it's impossible to put in a bunch of work and not see any type of outcome. So that's what I learned. And I feel like now I'm like ready to reap the benefits and keep on working hard and seeing it play out in full effect. So the first one I got was, what did you learn in 2022? Someone said, I am that girl. I feel like I'm teaching you guys my ways. Like, you have to, I say I'm that girl 24/7. And I love that now you are repeating it back to me. Like, you guys know you are that girl too. So, yes, keep that energy for the rest of your life. Number two, if he wanted to, he would. Yeah, and we got some episodes about that kind of stuff. If he wanted to, he would. I think a lot of y'all need to stop thinking like, "Oh, he just didn't because of this or he didn't because of that." Sis, if he really liked you, he would have put in the effort. So leave all of that giving people the benefit of the doubt, all those second, third chances back in 2022 because we don't have the time for that. Unless you want to be miserable and sad, then go off. I don't think you do. So, next one. Invest in those who invest in you 100%. Like, as we get older, I feel like you start really finding out like who your real friends are and who you want to surround yourself with. Shoot, you might not even want to surround yourself with your own family. And if you gotta cut people off, you gotta cut people off. But invest in people who invest in you. Simple as that. Like people that you only want people around you that support you and that truly support you, not fake support. They're not haters. They love you through thick and thin. You want to have that tribe around you. I feel like I'm so blessed to have so many amazing friends, an incredible family, having Alex, just like so many people around me at all capacities in my life that are there to support me. And I'm really honored and happy to have that and be able to say that. But make sure you find those people too. Number four, trust your gut. And it's funny, I know who submitted this, trust your gut. And this girl got a wild story. Just to wrap it up, basically, she found out her man was cheating on her, and then they broke up, and he had a baby with somebody else. Mm, T, 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 T. And she knew it in her soul, in her gut. So that's what she said, trust your gut. So let that be a warning to trust your gut. If you feel some type of way, you might gotta look through the phone. I don't promote it, but like you just might gotta do what you gotta do. But trust your gut, especially like a woman. A woman's intuition is never wrong. Like we stay being right 24/7. We're always right. So think about it. Like when you feel it in your gut, listen to yourself. Next one. These years fly by. Do the things you want to do. Okay, so this example I've seen before, but it says like don't wait to burn the candles. And that example is like if you have a beautiful candle that smells delicious, you feel like you don't want to burn it because you're just like, "Oh, I don't want it to go to waste." Like I just want to wait to a special occasion. And we do that so many times in our life. We do that with outfits. We do that with pretty much anything. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to wear this yet because I want to wait for a special occasion. And it's like, okay, what if that day never comes? One, tomorrow's never promised. And two, you don't know when that's going to happen for you. So just treat every day as something that's special because, like this person said, the days and the years literally fly by. So enjoy every moment. If you have a beautiful candle that smells delicious, burn it tonight. Burn it right now. Don't go get it out of your pantry. Burn it. What are you waiting for? Like literally, what are you waiting for? There's gonna be more candles out there. You're gonna find another one that smells good. If you have an outfit that you've been holding on to because you don't want to wear until like something exciting, wear it to dinner, wear it to brunch. You have that really cute workout outfit, that set that you've been waiting to wear. You want to lose some more weight to wear it, but you can technically fit it now. Put it on. Just wear the workout outfit. Like we're always waiting for something, and that's something that we just do in general. We're just waiting, waiting, waiting for the better opportunity to come. But one, what if it doesn't come? Or two, what if you miss out on that opportunity because you didn't set yourself up to be successful right now? So don't wait to burn the candles. That's the analogy. If you want to like read more about that, I think that's just what it's called. You can just Google that. Number 6, I felt old and wanted to rush things, but I am actually young and it's all about divine timing. I've talked about this before, but just like not being content with where you are just because you feel like you're getting older. And I feel like society and social media has placed that on like all of us, especially women with like getting older and having babies and getting married and being successful, or like everyone feels like you once you hit 30, like, okay, I gotta like I should have been at this spot, or like you see people that are really young, really successful, so you feel like you're missing out. No one is too old for anything. You can do anything at any time, and you don't have to rush yourself just because you're feeling like I'm getting older and it's scary. Like you're just gonna like block your own blessings if you're letting that be your mindset. So definitely don't feel like that going into 2023. Next one. If you are not where you're supposed to be, the universe will put you where you are meant to be. And that is like self explanatory. And that kind of goes into with the next one. Don't let your age, don't let the timing throw you off. Like you will get to where you need to be when it's supposed to be for you. Something that I always like to say, what's meant for you won't pass you by. And I kind of like to live by that. So if I don't get something or I don't hit a goal, it just wasn't meant for me at that moment. And if it was meant for me, it would have happened and it didn't. So it wasn't mine. The last one. Drawing boundaries is not a reflection of you not giving a shit about something. Oh wait, let's read that again. Okay, I like that. Drawing boundaries is not a reflection of you not giving a shit about something. Okay, yes. Like I think so many times people when they set a boundary or they have a standard for themselves, you're painted as like the asshole because you set that boundary. You're like, you could be talking to your family, you're like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. And then your family could be like, "Oh, you're so mean." It's like, "No, I just set a boundary. Like, you don't get to talk to me like that." And I think in so many facets we do that, like especially in the workplace or like I said with family or even a relationship, you feel like you can't set a boundary because you don't want to seem mean. But going into 2023, we all better have boundaries in whatever that looks like at your job, you can have boundaries with your kids. Like if your kid is annoying, give them some like stop doing that. You're messing with my vibes and my boundaries. You have the right to set your boundaries and to set your standards for everything and anyone. Alrighty. The next question I had for you guys was, what's something you won't be bringing into 2023? I've seen this trending, this question. It's always like funny stuff, but I kind of wanted more like serious. Like, what are you not bringing into the new year? So for me, I said procrastination and lack of consistency. I do not know her anymore. I don't know her. Like, inconsistency, I don't know I don't even know how to say that word. I don't even know how to spell it because that's so far from my brain right now. I'm going to be a consistent queen. Procrastination, don't know her. Next. And number 2, I'm not bringing ugly clothes to 2023. I say that because I'm also sick and tired of looking trash. Like I either go to the gym or I'm looking like this. Like it's like no in between. And I feel like I need to have a balance of, even if I'm going to the store, I can put on a cute little set with like my gold earrings, slick my hair back, just some lip gloss. Like you don't have to do a lot, but I feel like I look like trash a lot of times. And I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. So no ugly clothes going into 2023. Okay, this is your submission. So first one we have, I am not bringing my need for validation from others in 2023. Yes, 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 yes. We are learning. We are learning here at the Dear Imani podcast. You don't need validation from anybody. I know it may feel like that because in some facets you kind of do. Like if you're trying to get a job, the validation, quote unquote validation, is coming from the boss. Like, are you going to hire me or not? But the idea of validation, like, are you good enough for the job? Do you deserve the job? Do you qualify for the job? Like, I know I do all those things, but if you don't choose to pick me, then that's your loss, really. So that's how you want to look at life itself. Like you don't need validation from anybody but yourself. If you're proud of your work, if you're proud of how you look, you don't need to wait for someone else to be like, "Oh, you look really pretty," or like, "Oh, I really like that project you did." It's like, "Yeah, I know cuz I love the project I did." You know what I mean? So yeah. Next one, my toxic ex, I'm not bringing into 2023. Yes, leave them behind in the dust. Number 3, I'm not bringing uncertainty. Uncertainty, dang, like I said, all my T's. Uns I'm not bringing uncertainty. So or that was kinda like I didn't say enough T's. I don't know. Anyway, they're not bringing that into 2023, and as you should. Like, be confident in your opinions, where you stand, and you don't have to overthink how you are as a person. Number 4, lack of self-confidence/self-worth. I am that girl. Yes, yes, you guys are getting it. You are that girl. Every time, every day, every year, you are that girl. And I'm so happy that some of you are bringing that energy into the next year. Next one, I'm not bringing fake ass hoes into 2023. I'm not bringing fake ass hoes into 2023, as you should. Like, they have to go. Friendships, relationships, family, if they are fake assholes, they got to go. We do not have the time for that anymore. Like, we just don't. If you want to elevate, you have to elevate your surroundings too. Like, it starts in your home, it starts where you work, your friends, your family, all of those different layers. You're not going to be truly happy until you have a tribe or a household that is also happy. Like, there's just no way for you to thrive in your career, thrive in life, if everything around you is trash. Like, if you got fake assholes around you, how you supposed to have a good career? Like, you just over here, like, I got all these fake people around me. This sucks. You're not happy. So cut all those people off, no matter who it is, and no matter how long they've been in your life, frankly. Like, if they've been in your life for 10 plus years and they're fake, it's time to cut them off this year, baby. Number 6, I am not bringing neglecting my own self care at the expense of trying to make everyone else happy around me. Kind of goes with what I just said. Yes. All right. The next question I asked you guys is, what's your biggest goal for 2023? So I'm going to go through mine at the end, actually, because I wrote them down. So we'll start with your guys's. Your number one is financial stability. Yes. All right. I want that big wad of cash like this. Like, hello, who's calling? Money's calling. That's what I want for next year for myself and y'all too. So I agree with that. Number 2, winning my state title. I got a couple of these ones actually, because you guys know I'm a pageant girl. So people said they wanted to win their state title. That is such a awesome and huge goal. And you can definitely do it. Like, put in the work now, do everything you need to do, and go get that crown. So whatever system it is, if you're trying to go to Miss USA, Miss America, National American Miss, whatever system you're trying to do, you can do it. Number 3, minimize or eliminate debt. We all just, number 5, build that savings account. I think the biggest thing, we all just trying to make money, get to the bag. Like, everything's expensive and we can't just be broke no more. Like, we got to have money. Clearly. Okay, next one. Be on a plane every month. Okay, every month. That's a delusion. I like that. I like delusion. So keep that up. Every month. That's a goal, but I think you could do it. Cuz it doesn't have to necessarily be like you're going to like overseas every month. You can like take a trip here, take a trip there around the country. I think it's possible, especially depending on your work, whatever you do. But you can do that. Okay, next one. Take a leap of faith and work for myself. Yes, 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 yes. I mean, that is like my biggest goal, is to just be able to work for myself. And I feel like for the most part, I actually do that. But I can't wait to be able to do that full time. And it's just such a privilege and honor to be able to like put all that work in and then reap the benefits of like working for yourself and not having to answer to a bunch of people or be micromanaged, and be able to be the boss of somebody else, really, ultimately. And I know, like, too, working for yourself is a lot of work. Like, sometimes you end up actually most of the time you end up working longer than a 9 to 5. Like a 9 to 5, you clock out, working for yourself, you're like always on the clock. Your brain is always running of like, what can I do to be better? What can I do to make my business better? So it is a lot of work, but you definitely can do it. So that's a great goal. Next one, read more books. You know, I was gonna put that on my 2023 one too, but I was like, I ain't about to read more books. I had this book, my friend gave me a book and I was supposed to read it. And I got to chapter 6, and that might sound good, but when you realize that all the chapters are like 10 pages each, you're like, girl, that was not good. So if that was on my vision board, that would have been a major flop. So I'm not even gonna add that because if I read a book, if I read a couple books this year, I'll let you guys know because that would be like a huge achievement. So kudos to you. Read more books. Next one, to buy a house. That is such a good goal. Like I really pray and hope that you are able to do that because I feel like that's everyone's goal is to own a home, have property, have a wealth, you know? So nice. And last one, travel, travel, travel. I want to plan at least one trip with friends and one solo trip. Yes, we all just want to see the world. We just want to see what's out there. And that's why you guys have to go get a suitcase and run up and down the street at midnight because that apparently gives you travel chronicles for the next year. So I will be doing that on New Year's Eve because I do want to travel too. I want to go more places, even if it's not like I said, like these really extravagant, expensive, like overseas places. Just traveling somewhere, doing a staycation, traveling to the next day over, just being able to have those vacations and memories that you're not making in, your own little hometown. All right. So that was your goal. That was your guys' goals, submissions. So I'm gonna read you guys what my goals are for 2023. Of course, I at the top, very broad. I want health, happiness, love, wealth, success for myself and everyone around me, all my loved ones. And that's very broad. But I did dive in a little bit deeper to get more specific because I think that's really important to know exactly what you want in the upcoming year. And these are goals that are just going to keep on carrying out throughout the years. Because, like I said, and I'll keep saying, your goals don't know what year or what day it is. So you just got to keep on grinding. But these are some of my goals. I want to finish my vision board. I haven't actually even started it yet, but I need to finish it by New Year's Eve at midnight because I just want to have it done and out the way. I'm gonna use pictures again because that was really fun and to be able to have it on my screensaver. So these are just a few of my goals. I'm gonna think of more as I finish my vision board. But the first one, like I have said this whole entire time, being consistent, that alone will literally change my life. It already has played out a little bit because I've been consistent and I've seen it like play out in a good way for me. So continuing that, being consistent. Number 2, so like I kind of talked about earlier, I want to sign to like a really good modeling slash commercial agency in LA. I've had a couple agencies before, but I want an agency that's like has a really good client list. Every agency has access to different businesses basically. Like I want an agency that has access to like Target campaigns, to Fenty Savage, to Skims, to Good American, to all these big brands that I can see myself working and modeling for. I need an agent that has that. So I am having that on my vision board, a new modeling agency in LA. Along with that, I want to book a major beauty campaign. So I've got to work with a lot of cool makeup brands, but I want like a beauty campaign that's all in the stores. Like you can't even turn a corner without seeing my face. Or I want a billboard, just something that is like really big and major. And lastly, in that realm, I want to at least book at least one modeling job a month. That is my goal. Even if it's like something that's small, I want to just have that consistency of one modeling job a month and just, you know, growing my portfolio and just growing my experience and just growing my modeling, honestly. So I feel like that's not, it can be hard, but it's not hard because especially if it's something small, I think it's very attainable for me to do because I'm that girl, like, duh. So I think I could do that. Number 3, get my first paid ad slash sponsor on the podcast. That is where the money comes in the podcast when you get an ad or a sponsor. And usually you have to have like a certain amount of numbers or listeners or downloads for that before people start giving you, some money, giving you a sponsored ad slot. So I know that will come in the next year, at least 1 or 2, 3, 4. Shoot, maybe I'll end up being the number 1 Spotify podcast 2023. I don't know. You never know. But that's one of my goals is to get a sponsored ad. Along with that, I want to release Dear Imani Podcast merch. Like, I definitely want to do that this upcoming year. I don't know exactly what it would say yet. I want it to have like fun little phrases that I always say. So that is one of my goals. And then lastly, for Dear Imani Podcast, I want to take Dear Imani on the red carpet this year. I don't know, maybe you guys know, some of you know, but one of my biggest goals in life has always been to be an entertainment news host. And that's something that I still really want to do. And like, I would love to work for E! News or a big brand like that. But then as I thought about it, I was like, honestly, I can make a brand for myself on the back of Dear Imani. Like, I could have Dear Imani in the studio, Spotify, Spotify and Apple and YouTube. But then I can also have Dear Imani on the red carpet and do interviews there too, where it's almost like a little production company of Dear Imani. So that is my goal. I want to touch into that bag and touch into that in 2023. So if you see me on the red carpet, you heard it here first. Dear Imani goes live. Number 4, I want to hit my monetization on. I want to hit my monetization words. I want to hit my monetization status on YouTube and continue to grow on social media platforms. I'm getting closer and closer to that every single day. I'm halfway there on YouTube to monetize, and then I still have like some more to go for the watch hours. But I know for a fact in this new year I would definitely get there. And then I'm gonna be in my bag. Like, when I monetize on YouTube, y'all can tell me shit. Like, I'm about to be making money. Okay. Number 5, I want to revamp my business and hit milestones with that. And I will talk about that later, but I definitely want to revamp that. Number 6, get to a weight I'm comfortable and excited to be at and stay there. So I don't really know what that even looks like for me at this point in my life. Like, I know I don't want to get to where I was at Miss USA because I was tiny and I look like a bobblehead a little bit, and like my teeth look really big. I don't think it was like my favorite look. But I know that I do want to get to a certain weight. And when I get there, I know when to stop and I'll be like, period, I like this. So I want to get to that place and then stay there. Like, I'm working on a whole YouTube video about like my weight and like all of that and that journey. But I'm gonna show that like later once I get to where I want to be. But I want to stay there this time because I've gone up and down way too many times. Okay, number 7, my last one. I want to dress and be the girl I envision Imani at a 10. So, like, when I was talking about manifesting, like, you want to envision yourself, like, what is the best version? If you close your eyes, what's the best version of yourself? What does that look like? And then start acting like that. So, what does Imani look like at a 10? Imani at a 10, she is rich. She is rich. She is snatched. She is thriving. She is booked. She is blessed. That is Imani at a 10. So now going into the new year, every day, approach Imani at a 10 as such. Like, dress like you were Imani at a 10. Like, I'm not saying you have to do the most, but like, get up and put an outfit on. Even if it's sweats, a matching sweatsuit, put some lip gloss on, wash your face. Don't be crusty. Don't be dusty. Like, just visualize yourself at a 10 and operate accordingly. So that's what I'm planning on doing all year and all the years to come. And, I'll give you guys an update because maybe you might see me looking crusty. I don't know. But as long as the intention is there, I think that's the biggest part of resolutions is setting the intention and hoping for the best, really. So in this next year, like, I just think just prepare to be sick of me. Like, prepare to be sick of me. If you are a hater or if you don't support me, I would unsubscribe right now. I would unfollow right now because let me tell you this. I am about to be all over your screens all year in every capacity on the podcast, on the carpets, on the billboards. You heard it here first. Like, I'm going to be everywhere. So prepare to be sick of me, as they say. And that's basically it. That's what my year's about to look like. I hope that you guys have the best year, the best New Year's. Continue to be safe, continue to be happy, and don't drinking and driving. Like, if you drink and drive, you're trash. You're absolute garbage. Like, look at me. I have this champagne right here. I didn't take a sip. Why? Because I don't drink and drive. But, let that be a lesson. But it was here for the prop. It looked really cute. But of course, Imani's final thoughts. So Imani's final thoughts. I wrote this down so I can give you this piece of advice. So we have all been through a lot this past year, or even the past few years as a society, from the pandemic, everything in 2020, and so forth, and just everything we've been through. And I think this year we are going to thrive. I can like when I tell you I feel it in my soul, I can see it. I can see it now. Next year at this time, we're all gonna be like, that was such a good year. Like there was great concerts, great music, great vibes, success, love. Like I just feel it in my soul. We all deserve that. So I think this year's gonna be good. It's honestly just up to us though to make those dreams come true. So you really have to make sure that you're working hard as no one's going to give it to you. No one's going to knock on your door and give you success. You do have to put the work in. But if you truly believe in yourself, you put that work in, it definitely can come true. Like I said, live in delusion. Be delusional. Delusion is truth. It's literally the only way. You have to think that you're capable of doing the biggest things in the world because you are. You're no different than the next person. You're no different than the Steve Jobs. You're no different than the Beyonce. Maybe we are different from Beyonce because Beyonce is better than us. And that's just a fact. So I'm not gonna add her. But we are the same as other people. And we can do the same things that they're doing. You just have to believe in yourself, work hard, and know you are that girl. So, with all that being said, happy new year. I hope you have a beautiful new year. Stay safe. Like I said, don't drink and drive. And I will see y'all next year. Cheers. Hello, Dear Imani.